When did you blackmail your school's principal? I was walking past Mrs. Sullivan's classroom when I heard moaning. Her door was slightly open, so I peeked in and nearly tripped. Mrs. Sullivan was kissing Mr. Ayers from history class on top of Principal Bowman's chest. Mrs. Sullivan spotted me immediately, so I turned and ran down the hallway as fast as I could. Behind me, I heard her heels clicking on the tile floor as she chased after me, screaming for me to wait. I was almost to the exit when Principal Bowman appeared from a side hallway and blocked my path. He was breathing hard and his tie was crooked. Back inside the classroom, young man. We need to talk. He walked me back to Mrs. Sullivan's room where she and Mr. Ayers were trying to put their clothes back on. I don't want any part in whatever freak show you guys have, I said. Principal Bowman locked the classroom door behind us and turned to face me. What do you want from us? Principal Bowman asked. I stared at him confused. Was he trying to bribe me? He explained that all three of them were married and had reputations to protect. He said I clearly wasn't going to keep quiet for free, so what was my price? I don't want your money. Mrs. Sullivan actually laughed and said thank God because teachers don't have any. But there is something I want. All three of them leaned forward waiting to hear my demands. I took a deep breath and laid out exactly what I wanted. Every single student currently failing their classes would get a passing grade. No exceptions. These teachers made their classes unnecessarily difficult when kids were already dealing with enough problems at home. I also wanted every school lunch debt forgiven immediately. Principal Bowman's face turned red and he stood up from the desk. He started pacing around the room, waving his hands while ranting about budgets and board meetings. He kept saying the lunch debt alone was thousands of dollars. How did I expect him to make that disappear without anyone asking questions? The whole system would notice if suddenly every kid's account was zeroed out. I don't know. Figure it out. You have until the end of the week before I contact your spouses. I walked out of that classroom feeling like I could fly. For once in my life, I had power over the people who made school miserable for so many kids. My best friend Noah was waiting by my locker, and I told him everything was going to change by morning. But the next morning, I woke up to loud knocking on my bedroom door. My mom was standing there looking terrified with a police officer behind her. I sat up in bed trying to figure out what was happening. I grabbed my phone to check the time and saw a text from Noah. I told them what you did. You're a monster. The officer stepped into my room and asked me to get dressed. His face was grim, like he was dealing with something serious. My mom was crying now, asking what was going on. The officer ignored her and kept his eyes on me. He waited while I threw on jeans and a hoodie. The officer told my mom to stay home and that they'd call her soon. The officer opened the back door and I slid onto the hard plastic seat. He got in the front and started driving toward the station. We sat in silence for a few minutes before he finally spoke. You're under arrest for the sewers lied of Principal Bowman. Full story on channel link below.